Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another brand new video. In a moment, we're going to watch Sadhguru's video talking about black magic and occult and how these things can affect you, can affect your life, how somebody can cause harm to you or how somebody can cause the good to you. And this video is for educational purposes to help you to understand how this works, number one. Number two, how to avoid this. And after this video is over, meaning Sadhguru's video is over, I'm going to share my own commentary and give you some expert tips on how to avoid being influenced with black magic. So stay tuned.
People can influence things. Right now, if I just take this water and look at it for a minute, we can prove today the molecular structure of the water will change. So now if I look at this, why should the molecular structure of the water inside change? It will. It can change in a positive way, it can change in a negative way. Both are possible. A focused mind is a dangerous mind. Dangerous or not is determined by the intent. If you're able to empower the thought, then the thought becomes very powerful. An angry mind, a lustful mind, a very loving mind, all these are powerful minds. The reason is not because of anger or love, simply because they become one-pointed. If something becomes one-pointed, suddenly the power of that is big. Now if you do this, it won't hurt somebody, you know, you make it like this, it hurts somebody, isn't it? Because it's become one-pointed. The same force, but it's one-pointed, suddenly it's creating a bigger impact. So, one-pointedness may happen out of sheer awareness or with sadhana or because of anger. When you're really angry with this person, your mind is one-pointed, just see. In love it may wander, but in anger and hatred, mind becomes one-pointed. Because of that one-pointedness, it can influence. So people who are in extreme states of anger, hatred, greed, when they really focus on something, things can happen in the other person. I said it can happen, not that it will happen. It also depends on how vulnerable you are. If you are organized in such a way, external influences do not determine what happens within you. Doesn't matter who looks at you, you can be free from that. If you are vulnerable because you are constantly being influenced by everything around you, if you're in such a state, it is possible that certain people can influence you. They can make you sick just by looking at you. It's very much possible. There are people who can cause death just by looking at somebody. If you can cause ecstasy in somebody just by looking at them, you can cause agony if you want, you know. Just a different switch, that's all. It's like your tap, if you turn this way, it's hot water, cold water. Mind is just like that. It can be used in many positive, phenomenal ways. It's a tremendous possibility. But people choose to use it in different ways. Whatever we make, which can enhance life, which can save life, which can beautify life, the same things can be used to destroy life, to horrify life, isn't it? Every day it's happening, technology. You could use it whichever way. This is also just that. This body and this mind can be used in the same way. This is why Indian women used to wear a big and it was supposed to be made of certain material. Turmeric and lime was used so that it doesn't affect. Particularly if a woman was considered very beautiful, then they would make it much bigger. Because naturally people's eyes will fall on somebody who has a certain physical presence. So it should not affect her health and well-being and whatever. So they made it much bigger. So if you consider yourself beautiful, you must have a big screen. You're a tiny one, I understand. So don't get into all these things because then you will start thinking, right now I am getting a stomachache because she looked at me. I got a headache because he looked at me. Don't get into all that. For this we have simple methods, we give you a fire wash. You know what's fire wash? It's called Kailash Nashana.
That means an act which will take away the impurities that gather around you. Because your body is not just here, your body doesn't stop here, it extends itself. Have you noticed? Probably women are more sensitive to this than men. You don't have to be touched by somebody. If somebody comes a bit too close, not a psychological thing, that's a different matter. Psychological and emotional aspects are there. Leaving that, if somebody comes too close, right there itself there is a feeling that, you want some distance. They haven't touched you, just like this. This itself causes some disturbance, isn't it? Because the body doesn't end here, the energy is little beyond that. How much beyond that depends on how exuberant your life energies are. If your life energies are truly exuberant, you can fill this hall with it. Otherwise, it is at least a little bit. For most human beings, it could be anywhere between 3 to 9 inches outside of their body. So you gather material on your body, you wash it. Similarly, you're gathering other kinds of material upon your energetic system. You can wash this water with water, certain impurities will go with that. Similarly, there's a fire wash, which you're calling drishti. Is it necessarily happening because of other people's look or not, that's a questionable matter. But impact of life around you upon your energy system is definitely happening. If you have a spiritual process within you, that is, you're doing some kriya or you're doing some meditative processes, then you don't need all this, because you know how to wash yourself from within.
So the first thing is Kungkum. Sadhguru talks about women applying Kungkum on their forehead. I've seen this a lot in India. And Kungkum has a powerful occult properties. Kungkum is used for feminine, in feminine temples, feminine deities. Salinga Bhairavi is often smothered in Kungkum, but notice that she is not smothered with Vibbouti, which is interesting, and there's a reason why, I'm sure. So it's a powerful occult type thing, and it's wise for you to have this somewhere in your house. I have some Kungkum and I apply it to the temples that I have. It's very nice, very energetic. If you're a woman, you apply it on your forehead, as Sadhguru says, it'll help you. As far as avoiding black magic and occult and all these things, do these things exist? Absolutely they exist. In fact, when I was first studying, I had a teacher way back in the day, an occult teacher, a sorcery teacher, and he claimed, I don't know how true this was, but he was very competent in the occult. He claimed that he got paid to remove somebody from the planet. I'm sure you can deduce what that means. So he removed people from the planet using occult and magic. And I felt his energy and how he works with spirits and his communication level. He's definitely legit. So these things are possible. Why would you ever do something like that? Well, I don't know. You're confused, you want money, there's just no way I can respect you as a human being if you're doing that. And plus, Sadhguru has mentioned that if you ever take actions with your own energy, it's it's not going to be easy for you to remove that. That karma is the deepest karma that you can perform, is energy action. So the first is thought, then word, then action, then energy action, maybe in this order. But if you do something with your energy, especially these types of occult things, unless you have some extreme mastery and you can totally detach, you don't care whether you live or die, then maybe you can go and do these things. But otherwise, you're going to mess yourself up beyond your wildest imagination. And I've seen people mess themselves up like this. This is very common in India. And seeing how some of these occult people are and what they're doing to themselves, it's like they're the most miserable people in the world because they're causing misery to others. You think you're going to escape from that, but I guess it's not consciously apparent to them. Maybe they're doing this out of some sense of power or some other reason, or it's like entertainment, or they're bored, they have nothing better to do. All right, good job, go for it. It's kind of cool. When I was in India, next to the Isha Yoga Center, there is this tree. It's a weird occult tree. It's like all twisted up and weird. I made a few videos about it. You should definitely check it out. I will link that video in the end of this video's description and the end captions. You stay tuned and you click on it. You'll see that the tree is like all sorts of twisted knots and all sorts of weirdness has gone into the tree. It's a unique tree. It's not like any other tree. And the story goes that some yogi was there and he was practicing his occult things on the tree. I'm watching a falcon fly in the air. Hopefully he's not seeing me as prey. So that's possible. And the tree, fun fact also, the tree has acquired this electric blue quality to it. It's fantastic for the throat chakra. I just remember sitting there and it activates my own throat energy, and it's so blue, like actually proper blue, like sky blue. This very nice energy. Because different types of consecrations, different types of throat Vishuddhi energy, there are different hues of blue. That's how I perceive it. And this was proper blue. Like this guy was really onto something, really just powerfully manifesting his energy into this tree. So the tree suffered, I'm sure, a lot, and he got some practice out of it. And what use is it? It's really of no use. Well, it's useful to me because it's powerful energy. I sat there and it's like a little temple by itself. But it's much wiser to put these types of energies into a stone, particular types of stone like granite or other very dense stones that can hold energy for a long time, or ideally a very special type of solidified metal, which I sell on my website, shivakailash.com. If you put energy into that particular type of metal, you'll find out what metal it is by visiting my website. That energy will basically be there forever, or for sure it'll outlive you. And you can acquire these types of metals. There's one that's hanging. You hang it in your room, and whatever energy is put into this, if you don't know how to put energy inside of this, it's okay. As you're living, as you exude life force energy or exuberance, if you live passionately, then this object will become consecrated over a period of time, and then it will kind of radiate that energy outwards. It's like you heat up a rock or stone if you're outside, and then you put the stone next to you if you're sleeping somewhere that's in a survival situation. That stone will exude warmth for a long time, and it will keep you warm. Similarly with this, but this energy will be exuding for years, maybe even lifetimes, for sure, because the density of that metal is so dense, energy doesn't escape it very easily. So these tools, these spiritual tools, are something that you can acquire to help you to negate these effects of people doing all sorts of occult rituals and all sorts of weirdness to you. It's not a big deal if you're on a spiritual path and if you know a thing or two and if you visited temples and if you're connected to these spaces. You can easily ward this off. But it is there. So acquiring tools like Rudraksha, I don't take off my Rudraksha necklace anywhere I go. I always have it on. I'll show you. It's a small one from Indonesia. Okay, but the big one that I record with other videos that I have. That one is very powerful, and even just holding this in your room, it changes the quality of yourself, your room, everything about you, and wearing it especially. So I highly suggest you invest in these things and these tools because they'll benefit your life for many years. So shivakailash.com is the place to do so. You can buy yours today. Other tools like Vibbouti. Vibbouti has qualities that are occult in nature, especially Vibbouti that is purchased from Isha Yoga Center or Vibbouti that is consecrated. Like I had a bag that was given to me by somebody from the Valangari mountain, huge bag. And the Vibbouti from Isha Yoga Center is made out of rice bran. It's like rice ground up. It's nice. It's consecrated in the Dhanalinga, or it's left in the Dhanalinga for some time. But the Vibbouti that is proper Vibbouti is either cremated ashes from human beings or cow dung that's burnt up. It has special qualities. That ash carries special qualities to it. So applying these types of elements onto your body, onto your pineal gland, will reduce these effects and also give you the inside perception on how to deal with energy coming your way. How else do you do this? Well, don't get yourself in weird situations. I don't know why you're making enemies with some people that are weird. That's one small step you can take. Another step you can take is become empowered in your Vishuddhi center, your throat chakra. Because if you do, there's nothing realistically that anybody can do, unless they're extremely powerful, that, hey, you bring energy my way, I'll gladly use it, or I'll turn it around and smash your head with it. So there's no need for that. If you're involved with sacred practices, like if you're doing any kind of Linga Bhairavi meditation, that also takes care of these things. The Janalinga especially, Sadhguru has said multiple occasions that anybody that feels like they've been possessed or any kind of occult influences, they go in the Janalinga temple and it just cleans them. Janalinga is like a waterfall of grace. You just go under the waterfall, there's no chance any part of you is not going to get wet. Everything is going to get... It's like that. You can go under a shower. A shower is nice, but under a waterfall, it's a little bit different, okay? Water just smashes onto you, so it's nice. And what else did Sadhguru say? Sadhguru said something very important, which will be the next topic of another video that I make, which is attention. Wherever your attention goes, that's where energy flows. And what's dangerous is a one-pointed mind. If you put your attention onto something, that's where energy will flow. And very direct attention is like a laser, or like a needle pin or needle. It can hurt. If your attention is dispersed, then energy is going everywhere. But if your attention is one focus, all the energy gets condensed. So if you're wishing harm on somebody, well, if you're wishing harm on somebody, not only are you harming yourself first and foremost, that's just where harm comes from. It's originating within you, then you're putting it outside. So you don't know if the harm that you're generating inside of yourself is going to hurt somebody else, but for sure it's going to hurt you, because this is the factory that's manufacturing harm right here inside. So don't manufacture harm. It's silly and needless, and it's not like you're wishing harm upon some enemy. Do you have enemies? I don't have a single enemy on this planet. People have wronged me, people have stolen from me, people have done all sorts of weird things to me. Hey, it's just people that are confused doing stuff, weird stuff. But we're all here brothers and sisters on this planet. What, you're not a human being? Even if you're some alien, you're still part of life. You're still part of this universe. What am I going to do? Maybe you're confused. Maybe you want to eat me. Maybe, you eat animals. So if I was an animal, your victim, I was running away from you, well, I would just say, okay, this person is confused. He doesn't know that eating my corpse is not healthy for him, not good for him, not good for his psyche, not good for his soul. But hey, he's confused. What else is supposed to do? So a little shout out to you if you're eating meat. And it's just confusion, my friends. The only real enemy is confusion and ignorance. You just don't know what you're doing. Nobody that's conscious is actively hurting somebody else. It doesn't work. So Sadhguru, this reminds me, Sadhguru said that if you want to spit in my face, or if you want to hurt me, Sadhguru said, if you want to hurt me, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to deceive me or lie to me or lie to me, it's okay. I'm very easy to lie to. I'm not, I don't have my defenses up or anything like that. But if you think you're going to have well-being after that, that's not how it works. Because if you spit, like I'm laying down, if I spit up in the air, spitting into the sky because I hate the sky, I'm going to get spit right back in my face. That's exactly how it works. So the more evolved a being, the more karmic consequences there are for any kind of harm or ill will towards that person. This is something that's said by wise men, so I trust this to be true. I don't know for a fact, but during the Buddha's time, his cousin tried to hurt him, tried to kill him, and he pushed a boulder over an edge to crush the Buddha as he was walking through this little alleyway, and the boulder broke up into two pieces, and a little splinter came and injured the Buddha's leg. And it is said that based on that karma that the Buddha's cousin did, the Buddha's cousin Devadatta got sunk into the earth. It is said that the earth could not maintain his weight based on the bad karma that he did, and so it just sucked him down into hell, into the lowest state of hell, which is Avicii. And also it is said that he's going to spend the entire remaining cycle of this universe there. So, is this true, is this not true? I have no idea, but imagine how confused you have to be to go injure a holy person. A person that's speaking the truth, well, speaking the truth, who the hell knows who's speaking the truth or not, but realistically, okay, some Jesus-like figure that is wanting love and compassion and goodwill for everybody, and then you're wanting the opposite of that, the intention that you have towards hurting that person is massive, so don't do that. We're getting a little bit off topic. We're talking about magic and occult and mysticism, and so you can use physical energy. Energy is a physical experience. Like, the energy of my body is also physical. It's part of the physicality in a way. And you can use the physical aspect of energy to manipulate somebody else in a negative way. This may sound cool, but why would you ever do that? Why? Because you want to show off, you want to prove to yourself that you can. I'll end it off with this. There's another powerful video by Sadhguru. Sadhguru explaining that once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was a king, and he got very sick, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with him. He was just getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and his right-hand man, his closest attendant, was like, okay, something needs to happen. I need to have the answer. Why is this person getting sick? He was on the spiritual path. So then he went out into the market just to clear his air, clear his mind. And while he was out in this marketplace, he saw a man selling sandalwood that was so distraught, so sad, almost looked like he was on the brink of crying. And then he came up to this man and said, "What's wrong with you?" And the sandalwood salesman said, "Well, I borrowed tons of money from the mob, essentially, to buy this sandalwood, thinking that the price is good and there's high demand, people would buy the sandalwood, but for some reason there's no demand. People don't want to buy the sandalwood. So I'm sad because my life is going to be taken away from me once these crooks just find out that I can't pay them back. And realistically, the only way that all the sandalwood can be purchased is when the king dies, and the king is healthy and king is not going to die. So I'm here sad and depressed." And then the king's attendant instantly understood what was happening, that this man's intention was drawing the life energy out of the king and literally killing him in this way because of his intense, sheer, strong desire. So he took out all the money he had and he purchased all the sandalwood. The sandalwood salesman became happy, paid the mafia back, his life was saved, and the king's health returned. So if you want to avoid getting injured by people doing occult and black magic, light an oil lamp in your room. That's something very simple you can do, because at nighttime you're the most vulnerable, naturally, physically and energetically. If you light an oil lamp, the energy not only in your room that is stagnant, is not helping you, is not going to help you to sleep, also the energy in your own body that gets released and it's not helping you, the dreams that you have, whatever, that gets released, it gets burnt up by this tiny little flame that's going. And especially if somebody has negative intentions towards you, if it's of not, if somebody is not deciding to run a bulldozer through your house, no flame is going to stop that. But if somebody is doing some weird stuff to you, a flame is going to deter that, because the fire, the quality of the fire, it burns things away and it creates a caution, creates nice energy, especially if the fire is lit next to a consecrated space or a picture of the Dhanalinga or Lingabhaidevi or even Sadhguru. That amplifies its grace. So do that. Take showers, something very simple you can do. Cleanse yourself of the memory of whatever is causing the issue. Think about what occult objects you have in your house that are maybe keeping you attached to things. There are powerful occult objects that you physically can't handle. I have some things that are like that, even though my spiritual capabilities and qualities, whatever I have, they're still objects that I have that I can't keep in my house because they're too intense, or I can't make the use of it. What is that? It's a moon-faced one-mukhi Rudraksha, which I have stored in storage. Very powerful stuff. And what else? What else can you do to help yourself connect with nature? You connect into Mother Earth. Mother Earth takes care of these things. It reminds me also when I was, a long time ago, when I was practicing with Buddhist monks, I remember being connected to this entity. It's like a parasite in the astral world, and it was lodged to my pineal gland. You don't have to believe these things. They're just something that's weird that was happening to me. And this thing was there. And one day I became aware of it on the full moon night. I'm like, oh my God, this is actually happening to me. And all the thoughts that I was having weren't my thoughts. It was this thing that's causing me all sorts of emotions. And anyways, this feels like a past lifetime now. And so the next day I decided I need to get rid of this. So I took my shoes off and I stood on the ground and connected deeply to the earth, and I felt like this entity was just being sucked into the ground. And then some moment of hesitation or something else happened, I got distracted, and it was back up. So the earth has this power to eliminate these forces too, if you can connect to it strongly. The earth is the most powerful being that you are connected to, because you're living on her. So it's fantastic. And lastly, be a good person. Don't do evil things. Don't kill living beings. Don't kill living beings, don't steal from others, don't lie, don't misuse your sexual energy, and don't intoxicate your mind. These 5 things you can do or not do to avoid doing bad things to others, to avoid polluting your energy system with negativity. And ultimately this will cause light within your body, cause you to be a kind of a holy being. And once you're holy, no occult anything can do anything to you. Because it's like, can you throw darkness onto light? You cannot. Okay, light will illuminate all of that. So that's it, my friends and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to reach out to me for spiritual help, you can do so right now for free of cost. First 30 minutes is absolutely free. I suggest and recommend you talk to me because I can help you with various spiritual matters. You can go to shivakailash.com and book a session with me. Buy yourself some spiritual tools which will help you spiritually on your path. These tools that you have at your disposal on shivakailash.com will realistically last you for a lifetime if you take care of them. And it's one small investment you can make compared to the dollars you get, to compare to the value that you're going to get, is massive. So do yourself a favor. Take advantage of this opportunity while you can. Invest in these powerful spiritual tools because they will transform your life. Nothing better that you can invest in yourself and in spirituality as a whole. That's it. I suggest you watch this video of me visiting this weird occult tree. It'll be on the top right video now.